Hi guys, it's Belle here, and I'm coming on with episode 4, I believe, of the Little Golden Book journal. So, if you will remember last time, well, in the last two videos, first of all, we put the signatures together, and a big shout out to one of you lovely people who did in fact notice that I'd put the pages of the Little Golden Book in the first journal slightly out of order. So thank you so much for that, because I hadn't noticed and I was able to go back and fix it. See, you can make silly little slip-ups like that. We all do it. And then in the third episode, we made these beautiful rainbow pages in the books. So this one, we're going to be doing the fabric and the stitching. And depending, we may do the binding in this episode. If I haven't got time, we won't. But I'm hoping we do. So we've got our four signatures. But the first thing I want to do before I even start working in these, so if you'll remember last time, oh, and you need your vellum too. If you remember last time, I said that you can put fabric on these edges to neaten them up. And I originally wasn't going to, but I did come across some trim. Actually, it was little bits of trim. And I thought, do you know what? I do want to use trim. So it's this lovely kind of rickrack that is in all the different colours. So I thought that would be really good on the front cover, on the front of the journal. And then I'm going to use something slightly different on the inside of the journal, because I only had this much and I'm using what I've got. So hi, I hope you're all okay. I know lots of you are enjoying this series, so that's lovely to hear, and I'm really enjoying putting it together. I'm very excited. I ordered some very special charms for this journal, and they arrived today. So I'm excited to put those on the dangle, because I will be making a dangle. Obviously, you may not want a dangle for your journal, but this one's going to have a dangle. So, you know, that'll probably be the last episode that I do. So I've just glued both of those bits of trim, and I'm just going to put it down the edge as straight as possible and covering up the edge of the fabric where I can. Just press that down neatly. Obviously there's overhang, that is fine. Once that glue has dried, I will get my fabric scissors, or my other scissors, and I will, I just like it so much. It goes with the colours of this journal so well. And again on this side. Isn't it interesting? I mean, these aren't the kind of colours I normally like working with. As most of you will know if you've been here a while, my natural go-to is gothic, so dark colours, or grungy, so again dark colours with neutrals. And so, I mean, look at that now, guys. Doesn't that look absolutely cute? Cute. It just picks up all the colours. Now for the inside, I found this trim. It's yellow. It's got this lovely raised pattern. I thought because there's a lot of yellow here, it might be quite nice. I'm not sure how this one's going to work, because I've had this trim a while and it doesn't seem to want to go straight. So, but that's fine. That's fine. Again, it's a journal for me. It's not about perfection. It's about just having fun and using up what I have. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm not going all the way to the very end, because this is longer. Let's hold this down. This is longer than the cover. And then we can leave these to dry and get started on the signatures. So the first thing we're going to do is make some vellum pockets in the signatures. And the reason I'm doing that now rather than in the episode where we'll be doing pockets is because I stitch my vellum. You can glue vellum. There are glues. I'm going to have to hold this a little while. It doesn't want to stick. There are glues that dry pretty clear. This really does not want to stick. Stick. Okay, so this one doesn't like the glue. Let's just stick that down. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put this on top while I glue the other one, and then I'm going to put them to the side, put it to the side, and put something heavy on top of it, so that, I mean, you can glue on here, obviously, on your book. I prefer the glue on the trim because I can see what I'm gluing. But yeah, I'm going to put something heavy on top so that it can hold it down. What was I saying? Yeah, I stitch vellum pockets. There are glues that will dry clear or clearish. And again, if you're making the journal for yourself, it really depends on what bothers you. You know, you might not be bothered by seeing the glue marks on a vellum pocket. It would bother me a little bit. It depends how sort of visible they are. Right, this doesn't want to stick. So I'm going to pause you a minute, guys, because I need to go stick this under something. Okay, so they are stuck under something heavy. Hopefully that will hold it down and it will be glued soon. So I have these. So these are 2 pieces of polka dot vellum that's been in my stash forever. Not even sure where these are from. And then I have some thin tracing paper that also makes great pockets. So why use them, I might hear you say? Why? Well, if you'll remember, we have pages in here. Let's go through these. We have pages in here like this one, which has nothing whatsoever to do with the book page, but also on the book pages themselves. So, like I was thinking, this one would be a good one. And if I just show you how they look with both. So to give you more space in this book, because of the pages, I don't know about you, but I don't really want to stick photos all over the pages. The reason I've used a little golden book, the reason I've put the pages in order is so that I can see the images and read it, which means in the first and third signature, you've lost a lot of space because a lot of the pages are little golden book pages. But the way you can get around that is you can put a piece of vellum over it. Now, even though this is polka dot, I can read everything, I can see the images, but it also means I can put a journaling card in there. So I'm not actually losing the page. I can still use it for memory keeping and journaling. And here's what it's like with tracing paper. So in these ones, I probably will use tracing paper because you can see it really clearly. But yeah, you're not losing space, but you're still able to see the book, which is, you know, the most important thing. So I'm going to cut this down to size. I like side pockets because you can put trims, but top pockets are also really good. So I think actually in this one, I might put this as a top pocket because I like the little bits that come out the front. So again, this is 8 by about 6-ish. So let's just get that on here and do the 6. It might be just under 6 actually, so let me double check with my book page. Let's put that down. Yeah, it's just under 6, so that will probably be 5 3/4. So let's do that instead. because also we don't want the stitching too near to the spine. And I'm just double checking, so I'm going to trim it down a little bit. I'm going to trim it to 7 3/4. I'm actually going to do it that way because it's a bit more ruffled. So 7 3/4 there. So that's 5 3/4 by 7 3/4. Now, the other thing I'm doing is, if you'll remember, we've stitched some of these pages, so I'm not putting a pocket that's already got stitching on a page that's already got stitching, because one, that's going over stitching and then it doesn't look as good. Now, if you wanted to, you could put like a notch in the top of this. I don't feel the need to. So I'm going to have that one there. I'm just going to mark them on the page with a paper clip, because that way I'm able to stitch them all at once. So that's going on that page. And then I'm wondering, do I want one on one of the front pages? Not the very first page. Let's have a look at this one. So I could put one on there. I feel like that needs a bit more trimming there. So I could put one on here. And I can make this one a side pocket. So let's do the 7 3/4 again. And that would go on there. And yeah, that would go on really nicely as a side pocket. I mean, it could be a top pocket again. All the vellum pockets could be top pockets. No, I'm going to have this as a side pocket. I'm okay with that. But then we are using a lot of trim on the edges. So actually, no, change my mind again. The vellum pockets are going to be top pockets. Let's put that on there. So that's the first signature. Now, in the signatures that don't have any of the book pages, you have a lot more space to work with. But we also have pages like this that are nothing to do with cats. That side is, but this side isn't. So this is where I was thinking of using the polka dots. We still see a little bit of the page. Now this is going to be a slightly different size because it's a different size book page. Now, where on earth is my pencil? So I'm just going to mark it out roughly here. And then we get to cover up some of that page. And this is thicker as well. It's much thicker than the tracing paper. Let's cut the edge off. I'm going to keep that fun little bit. And then that will go there. And this one is actually going on as a side tuck, I've decided, because it's a much shorter page, so it can go on as a side tuck. A good way of doing it to remember is with paper clips. If it's going to be a side tuck, put it to the side. If it's going to be a top tuck, put it to the top. I didn't do that in the other signature, but I remember what's happening in those signatures. So that's okay. Try to see if there's another book page in here other than that little one. No, not really. I mean, I could do it on this page as well, and this could be a top tuck. Could do it much smaller and give me more of this left, because if I do it this way, I'm using up loads of it, but I've only got a couple of strips left. Whereas if I do it this way, I've got a huge chunk that would be great for another pocket. So I'm going to do that. I don't mind that that's on show. Again, it's my journal, and I don't mind that that's on show. It'll be hidden by a tag. And then I've got much more of this fun polka dot left. So I'm going to put that there. And it's a top tuck, as I said, so let's attach a paper clip so that we know it's a top tuck, like so. Okay, And then we have the third signature, which again is going to be little golden book ones. And let's have a look. So this page would be okay because there's no stitching. This page wouldn't be okay because there is stitching. And this page would be okay because there's no stitching. Although I love this page so much, I don't think I want to put it on there. This page has stitching. We do have this in the middle, but I feel like I want to just maybe gesso over that and not worry too much about it. So we do have this page. So let's get the tracing paper. So that would go quite nicely there. Let me just double check. Because you see, this would be one large pocket if I did it like that, but you could still see a lot of that, and I don't know if I want to. So we're going to do this on this side. Again, let's cut it down. So it was 5 3/4 by 7 3/4. Okay. And again, this one is going to be a top tuck. Always double check on your page that it will definitely fit. Yep, this one's going to be a top tuck. So again, let's just put the paper clip at the top for it. And now we want one of these pockets at the front. We could put it right in the front there. We haven't, yeah, I think it's going to go right in the front there. So let's do that. And again, 7 3/4 inches. I don't think I said that, but it's inches that I'm using. 7 3/4 inches. I mean, you could do a double pocket. We've got some of this left, and we could do that. And you would still see the writing, but it would be... Well, no, you would still see the writing. So I could do that. But I'm not sure I want to. Let me just double check. Okay, why not do that? Why not do that? So this needs to be 5 3/4. Or we could do a double pocket on one of the other ones. Let's leave that. Let's just do this. Okay. And this is going to be a top pocket. So again, paper clip at the top so that I remember it's a top pocket. So that's the third signature. And the last signature, obviously it's scrapbook paper. So we're looking at what the actual book page looks like and whether we want to cover that up. And again, we've got this book page. It's nice, but a large vellum pocket would be just as nice. Although looking at it now, it might be a bit too much with that there. So we have got this page. It would actually work really well on this page. It's very white. All the others are quite coloured except for this one. This one's quite light too. How does that look against there? Oh, I think I like that because of the colours over here. Yes, I think I'm going to do that. I was just wondering then, but no, I think I'm going to do that. So, again, 5 3/4 inches by 7 3/4 inches. And that would go there, and it would be a top tuck. And this is where we could, if we wanted, put a double pocket, which I really rather like. But also that could go on something else, so no point wasting it. Top tuck. And let's do the back. So we could do it here because we've already done one on there, which would be nice. And we have got the envelope on here, which is the only other white one. Or we could do the small one, but again, I just feel like that's too much. Just seems too much. You're not getting to see the actual what's it called? Beautiful vellum. So 7 3/4. Let's make sure it's 5 3/4, which it wasn't. So good job I checked. And then we're going to put that up there like so. So what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to take these to my sewing machine. Again, you could, if you wanted to, use glue. And as I said, there are glues out there which don't show through the vellum. I'm going to stitch it. I want that added detail. I want that added bit of colour, and I will be back in a minute. Hi guys, I'm back. So I finished sewing in the pockets. Let me show you. There's some threads still need cutting. But yes, finished sewing. You can see the blue, but again, it doesn't detract from the page, or I don't think it does. And then you can read everything through it. So there's a top one there. Go through. And there's the other one. And again, you can see the stitching on that side, but I think that kind of adds to it. So that's that signature. And then we've got them in this one. And this is the polka dot signatures. The only thing I was sad about in this one, I actually stitched through one of the cat's little faces. I was like, no, another cat's little face. But you can just see that's all polka dotty. And this one's a side pocket. And then on the other side, little top pocket. And again, the stitching, it just adds to them and gives you that room that you need to do your memory keeping whilst not detracting from the page. Again, that actually frames that really lovely. And you may be thinking, well, why didn't you just stitch the vellum on before you did the inking on the pages? But vellum doesn't always take inking that well. And I wanted to get it behind the vellum where I'm going to put it too. So there's the other pocket there. So yeah, so let's now think about fabrics. Now, I have a little box here with loads of random trims in that are too small to be wrapped around anything. So I'm going to use some of these trims as well. And we're just going to get putting trims and tabs. I want a mix of stitched trims and tabs. So this is the front of the book. Now, one of the first things I do want is I have some pom-pom trim, and I'm going to add pom-pom trim. I've got it in yellow, orange. I think I'm going to add an orange one, blue, and like this fluorescent green, which is so much fun. There's a lot of green. If I put it on there, that's a lot of green, but actually I feel like I want pom-pom trim on the edge of each of the front pieces. Now, I don't stitch my pom-pom trim. I glue it. So that's what I'm going to do. So that's going to go on the front. I'm going to put the glue down. Really smush it out with my finger. Clear that too so it doesn't go on the book. And then, oh gosh, now I've got glue on me. I'm going to put the pom-pom trim down. I think this is playful. It makes me think of cats, because you know how they love balls and yarn and all that stuff. Pom-pom trim's another one of those that takes a bit of time to actually glue, depending on the glue you're using. I'm guessing with something like Fabri-Tac, it'll glue quicker. I'm just going to chop that. So let's put that back on there. So that's the first signature with the pom-pom trim. I really like this fluorescent one on here. So let's just cut that. And glue this down. We probably won't get time to do the binding today, but that's okay. Do that in the next episode. This will be interesting to see how it sticks because this is flocked. So obviously, I don't know how it's going to stick. But I'm just going to glue it, press it really well down. Make sure I'm turning it over just to see if it's even or not on the other side. Doesn't have to be perfect, but better to have it more even than not. So that's going to go like that. And I really like that because when you open it up, there's green on the inside, so it goes really well with that trim. We've got pink, so the last one is pink, so I don't want that, so I might use the yellow then on this one. Gosh, it's all tied together. So let's put the glue down first, then I can get chopping. Using my scissors, you know what I mean, guys. And then yeah, we're going to look. So again, I am going to stitch all mine on. You can glue. I know a lot of people do glue. You can staple. You could do, if you were super like good at hand stitching, you could try hand stitching. I think that would be difficult with the sort of lighter weight papers, but it is an option, I suppose. I just like stitching. I like using my sewing machine. I like the added effect. I like all the oh, I'm loving that already. Look at that, guys. Just look at it. I like all the added texture and everything, so that's why I do it. So I do have a blue one. Now we have blue on here. We have some brighter colors, or we have the pink, which again, there's pink on here. I'm feeling the pink. I'm feeling the pink. I mean, I'm going to add more pom-pom trim throughout anyway. This is just the fronts covers. Hoping I'm on camera for that. So yeah, I'm guessing this might be a long video, this one. And then we're going to start looking and trying to find fabric for everything. Let's put the pink down. And press it down well. Check the other side, move it up just a little bit. Again, pressing it down well. Really need something to clean that off. Must remember to do that when I have finished. And there are the first 4 signatures with the pom-pom trim, which I just think looks so much fun. Okay, so what I like to do is I normally like going through, so I know there's something on the front, so I will put something on the back. Because the others have pom-pom trim, I'll probably put some form of sari silk or lace on the back. So I have some sari silks here. I quite like the blue. This one is orange on the front, and I do quite like the blue. So, and then what I do is, because this will be slightly ruffled, I'm going to do 1 and sort of half a page and chop it at that. Now, where are my scissors? There they are. So yeah, that's how I do it. I don't want tons of ruffles. I just want a little bit of ruffle. That's actually more than 1.5 page. But it doesn't matter. And then, because I know I'm going to have that there and I'm going to stitch it, again, this is where the trusty paper clip comes in, and I just paper clip it there so that I know I'm going to do it there. So that would be orange and blue. Then we've got green. It'd be nice to do, trying to remember what the colour of your next signature is. So my next one's pink. So I don't want anything like that, but I have got this lovely yellow, which will pick up the yellow over there. I do have this lovely green, but that's too much green. So let's go for the yellow. Let's just do the yellow. So that's 1. Let's do it this way around. What am I doing? So 1, fold it over. That's about half. Trim. And so that one will go here. And then we've got a sort of yellow there, but that's more of an orange. So in this one, that's very pink. So we don't want pink. I've already done blue. I've got the green. The green's nice. Let's do the green. 1.5 roughly. It's thinner as well, so I'll have to stitch that one nearer the edge. Get on. So that'll go on like that. And then this one, well, I haven't used the pink, but this is a really dark pink. So I'm just going to do it because I like it and I haven't used it. If necessary, do you know what I'm going to do? I know what I'm going to do. No, I'm not going to change that up. I was going to change that up. I wasn't, but that page actually has a lot of blue on it and I like the two together. So I'm just going to trim that paper clip and that will go there. And now if I look at all of them together, we can just see all the lovely colours. So yeah, so that's that. Now, so here is my centre. So I like to look at, okay, so here's the centre. So I like to get possibly 2 to 3 on each side. So I'm thinking we'll have a tab, then we'll have another piece of lace of some sort. So I sort of split it. So this one here will probably have some sort of lace on it. Yes. And then this one, well, that can't have the tab because that's there. And it could have a small tab, very small tab. It's going to have to be on here. We're going to have a tab on there, which is a bit irritating. So I think instead I'm going to do the lace on here. Yes, I'm going to do a tab on this one. So let's just get some fabric. Again, I've just got a load of fabric scraps that you can see. I really like this cute one with the flowers. Not overthinking. That'll go cute. And I don't want it on any of the text. And I also have to be careful when I'm stitching on here that I don't stitch over the bit that's already stitched on. There's also going to be a tab coming out the top. Yeah, I suppose I could put it on that one. No, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it on here. It is what it is. Let's get that on there. So a little tab. I'll probably put some little bits and bobs on there, but for now I'm just getting things ready. And then where did we say we said some lace or something on there? So I have a little bit of lace, and I can just put that along there. Now again, this could be glued on rather than trying to find the right way around. So I had the pin in my mouth. This could be glued on rather than stitched. I don't know. I may glue it. I may stitch it. I haven't made my decision yet. So that will go on there. And now normally I would flip it over and make sure that the same pages on the other side also have fabric on them. But that's not so easy to do with this one. So that's going to go there. We can have lace on this side, something. Oh, it's going to be another tab, isn't it? Because we've already got a tab. So I've got some of the fabric from the actual book itself, but I also have some of this fun fabric. There's a lot of blue on there, though. What other fabrics do we have? I'm just moving everything around and having a good look. Oh, I've got this one. This one's quite nice. It's lots of different colours. So let's get some of the pink. Pick up the pink in this page. And And I could do a longer tab. You can do different size tabs. So I could do a longer one, maybe not that long. And this one can go up near the top. And now I've just realised, yeah, there would definitely have to be lace or something on that side because that is also sari silk. We don't want that. Unless I just do another lace or another piece of sari silk there. Or even a little bit more pom-pom trim. I could do a little bit more pom-pom. So let's do that. Let's do a little bit more pom-pom. Because why not? It's a book about cats. So that is going to go there. Paper clip. And then I'm going to do a tab on this piece of paper. Where did that piece go that I had? I'm going to do a tab here. Like so. Let's do the tab more down in the middle. Seems to be brighter on that side, so let's do that. Let's do it just there. And that's basically how I work things out. I try and even them out either side. I like to go at least 2 pages, often more depending on the size of the signatures, where there is no fabric. And it would have trims and sari silk and, hopefully you can see that, and some lace. So that's how that will look. I'm going to do this one now. Again, we've got that in the middle, so let's have a look. It would be good to do one maybe on here and then maybe on here, because there's 2 pages there, 2 pages. Yeah, so let's do it on here. Oh, we're going to cover up a lot of this lovely stuff though. You have to think about things like that when you're doing stuff. So I'm going to go with a tab again. Let's use some of the fabric that I used for the inside of the cover. Just a little tab. It can just be small, this one. And I'm going to have it kind of here in between these lovely colours. We need to get all these paper clips out. And then, where did we say? We said here. Again, we're going to lose some of that lovely colour. So, do I want some more sari silk? I think I do. I think I want some of this beautiful pink. I think I do want some of this. Because it's just so lovely. And I might not even ruffle this one. It might just go on as is. So that'll go on there. And then on the other side, we're going to need some sort of lace or some more pom-pom trim, which is what I did on the last one. Let's get some pink pom-pom trim and maybe just do a little bit down here. And it will pick up like the balls and the pink on that page. And then, oh gosh, and then we need a tab. Now this page that we had the other one on has got the envelopes. So instead, I'm going to put it on this page. A nice tab. Let's use some of this beautiful fabric. Oh, we've got the darker blue as well. Let's use just some of the light blue. Let's cut this like so. Put the tab a bit further down. This will definitely need more than just itself on there. I need need a little bit of something else. So that'll be like that. So that's those two. Oh, it's coming together. Okay, let's look in here. So this is the middle. So we do actually probably want one on here. Actually, this one was a little bit ripped, so that would be a perfect place to put something. We've got trim, and we'll have something on here. Okay, so let's put a little bit more lace on that one, because that'll be pretty. Haven't got a lot of that lace left, so maybe, oh, this is the third signature, sorry. Yeah, so let's put that bit of lace on here, and then we can have on this side here, because there's a slight tear in the paper, oh gosh, I'm going to put some a little tab. That's what I'm going to put there. So that's going to go through like that. Oh, I didn't realize that bit was cut. All right, that's fine. I can still work with that. That doesn't bother me. And just put that on there, covering it up. That's a great way to strengthen a little bit on a page that might have ripped or something. And you can just stitch a little tab over it or stick some trim on with glue. So that's there. So that would mean here, but I like this page too much. So I'm going to put some trim down here. What do I want? We haven't got extra pom-pom yet, so we could do some extra pom-pom, because we've done that on the other pages. Yep, I feel like that'll go really well. Where's my scissors? So let's do that. And you notice I'm not doing another whole strand of pom-pom. I'm just doing a little bit of it. And then we have on here, I'm going to do a tab. And I do have some lace. I was actually thinking of making a pocket with one of these pieces of lace, because that would look quite nice. That's a possibility. And I have these as well, which is more possibilities to make that kind of thing with. But this is what's it called? You know what I'm talking about. This is a tab. Keep going to move that. It actually belongs there. So let's do that. And so you can see I'm thinking about it, but I'm not overthinking it too much, mainly because I am on camera. If I was here by myself, I'd probably spend a good 2 hours going over and checking and choosing something else and procrastinating and then moving it back to what I originally had and all that sort of good stuff that you do. So that will go on to there. Let's get a paper clip, and then on to the final signature. So much yumminess already. Okay, so let's find the middle again. So I'm probably going to want here and maybe here. That's what I'm going to do. So we're going to have a tab. I'm going to have this lovely one again, because this is just so yummy. And I love the feel of it and the look of it and everything. So let's just cut this and then cut it there. And I'm going to do this one here, all the way up there. And you can see I'm trying to stagger where everything kind of goes, just so that it looks the way it does. And what I will do then is I will stitch all these in and then come back and show you, and we can have a final look and see whether or not I actually like where everything is. And we do have this last little bit of trim. It's not the whole trim, but it is the final little bits. I'm trying to see which is the right size. But I've got these beautiful bits here. So do we put it on here instead? No, that's too close. Okay. What's it like on the other side? I don't really want to lose that. Okay, so what I'll do instead then is I'll cut another little piece of pom-pom trim off. Just a little piece. And then that way I'm not losing the bit that I really like. That can go on there. Like so. Thing is, this page is quite short, so I wanted it to be slightly longer. Okay, so we're going to change it up a little bit. Are we? Am I going to change it up? See, this is what I mean. Then I start going, no, yes, no, yes. Okay, we're just going to do it. We're just going to do it. And I'm going to cut some yellow. And have some yellow on here. And then we go over this way. This is all just far too pretty. So this can have pom-pom trim, but I've already used the yellow pom-pom trim. Do I have any of the blue left? I can't seem to find any of the blue. I don't want to use the pink. So let's just use this yellow that we were going to use. And we'll have it here. Like so. And then we have a tab on this side. And this tab is going to be part of the fabric from the cover. Like so. I'm actually going to leave that hanging a little bit because I really like those extra threads. Okay. So that'll go on like so. And then I'm going to stitch these and I will come back when they are stitched together. Okay guys, so I've stitched and glued and done all that, and I thought we'd do the last, look at all that, doesn't it look yummy? We do the last little bits of trimming and stuff, or we will do bits of trimming, like this all needs trimming off. But yeah, so as you can see, it looks like this when it's all together. Once I've trimmed, these will be more even. You can see some of the pom-pom trim in there. Just all the colours. I mean, it just looks so delicious, doesn't it? And if we get the book, which now this trim should now be dry. It hasn't stuck completely straight, but that's okay. Oh, you can hear my Binksy in the background. One of the kittens, just in case you didn't know. That will go in there. And that is how it will look once it's all bound. And I just love that, guys. Look how colourful it is. Like the back picks up all those colours. These pick up all the colours. I'm going to leave some of the threads because you'll know if you've been here a while that I do love threads. I think I've put that the wrong way around. No. No, I haven't. Oh. I thought it was. No. Okay, so yeah, so that's how it's going to be. Now what you can do, we're not going to get time to bind today, but what you can do, I'll show you what I've done on one or two of them. Hey Binks, Binksy. Let's see. There was some that I kind of put a different, like here. So on this one, I put something else on top of it. I hope you can see that. So I have this little box. Let me show you. That's just full of fabric scraps. Now this is where, see, look at that sparkly trim. That would be brilliant. This is where, or little bits like this, I would go through each bit and I'd say, oh, well, look, this is just plain blue. What could I add to it? I could add a little piece of that. Look, that just looks perfect just as is, just like that. I could add a little piece just to add a bit of interest. You can add, like, if you'd wanted, you could add a little bit of trim. I'm not going to do that there. Might look nice underneath, but no. And I would add that, which I think I might do, so I'm going to put that there. Because you know when you're like, what was it, where did it go? But yeah, you can add a little bit of trim. It just adds a little interest. And on here, because where was it this one? Yeah, because this was so yellow, this piece of sari silk, which is beautiful in itself, I then added a coloured one on top. But I think I'll leave it there for now, guys, because right now the sun is coming through and you're getting weird shadows. It's lovely to have the sun coming through, but I'm filming quite late today, not as early as I usually film. And yeah, so we've done the fabric and we've done the pockets, the vellum pockets, and we've put some trim on the book. So in the next episode, what we're going to do is you will see I will have probably trimmed all the threads off. I trimmed all the bottom. It'll be looking neat. The first thing we will do is we will bind the signatures because there'll be no more stitching needed. Just look at it. It's just delicious. It just gives me so much joy, guys. Just, I mean, how can all this colour and love and fabric and goodness not give you so much joy? And especially with this particular book. We're going to bind the signatures, so get your book binding. I'm going to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. You, of course, could do something else. And also get together your other little bits of scraps of paper and card, because we're going to put some very basic pockets and things into the journal. So that's it for now, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I know it was a bit of a stop, start, but you don't want me stitching for 2 hours on camera. So that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Go check out the other episodes in this series if you haven't caught any of those yet. And we'll be close to finishing soon. I think we might only have 2 more episodes left. Yeah. I will be back again soon with another with a new video, and until then, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having lots of crafty fun. Bye for now, guys.